What up YouTube, it's Alex and I'm back at it again for another video. So today we are not going to be talking about Walking Dead. I know, crazy, right? And I know it's been a while. I've been trying to upload videos. They have not been successfully uploaded. I don't know why. They're just not uploading. So I will keep on trying to upload these videos for you guys of Walking Dead. But today we are going off on a different road. As I said in one of my videos that you guys cannot see, sadly, I said that I would be going and doing a review on the new Thor movie. So, new Thor came out, I think, sometime in November. I think November 14th, somewhere around there. And went and I saw it, I think, within a week or so, maybe, of it actually coming out. It actually was really good as far as Marvel movies can be. Marvel movies are pretty good, but this one was like a combination of like what Thor is and a combination of Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved it. It had the humor of Guardians of the Galaxy, but a little bit of the seriousness of Thor that Thor always brings into a movie. And so I liked it very much, and so I'm going to do a review on this. So if you have not seen the movie, pause this video, try to go see the movie, or wait until the movie comes out, whichever one you really feel like. But if you're gonna wait till the movie comes out on DVD, I'm just gonna warn you right now. I already looked it up. It is not release day is not supposed to be until February, so just letting you know, all of you know out there, that you will not be able to watch Thor Ragnarok until February, most likely. So yeah, let's just go right into it. How the movie starts was actually pretty interesting. Um, it starts off like just almost exactly how one of the trailers actually starts off with him sitting there in chains, just dangling there, saying, "Oh, how do you I guess you're wondering how I got here," and that is legit how it actually starts. The Simpson there saying, I guess you guys are wondering how I got here." So yeah, that was a pretty interesting thing, and then you meet, I can't even remember the guy's name. Um, but he comes back at the end of the movie. Um, it was interesting for them to introduce that comic book character into it. Um, but yeah, um, it was very interesting. Hold on, I got a special guest for y'all today. This is my puppy, Chewy. Yes. And I guess he feels like he should be part of this talk today. But so yeah, and he has nothing to say on this movie because he has not seen the movie yet. He will not be seeing it until February, most likely, when it comes out. But so back to the movie. Yes, back to the movie, puppy. But so, um, the movie was very interesting because it takes place shortly, around the time of, um, the events of Dark World. Dark World has already happened, and now they are. It's the aftermath of Dark World, of them under the rule of Loki, but no one actually knows that it's actually Loki. That all they think of it as is Odin. Um, is that except for Thor. Thor has his suspicions. Um, I think all the way up until he actually finally proves that Odin is really Loki and that Odin has mysteriously gone missing. Um, but yeah, and if you saw in Doctor Strange, actually, they he actually makes a guest appearance of Thor makes a guest appearance into it at the very end as one of the ending credits. Um, and they actually featured that exact scene in the movie, which I really liked it how they did that, of that they incorporated both movies. Um, but and so you kind of see that Doctor Strange has finally met an Avenger. Finally, after um, well, like one movie, but still, after since um, Civil War has broke out, of where you have already had almost all the characters that have had their own movie have already actually met each other, like Black Panther, Ant-Man. Yet we are still waiting on Wasp, but rumors are Wasp will be making a guest appearance into Infinity War, Part 1. But so then you also have Captain America, but we already knew that, but he's meeting these new Avengers that are coming up, of Black Panther, Ant-Man, Spider-Man. That was like one of the biggest things was Spider-Man. Um, and then you see that they are slowly bringing in Rhodey in the War Machine. Um, that he is slowly becoming into an Avenger, and so then now you have Doctor Strange, who has just been like out, not even pay. I just want to know, like, they should have touched upon it. Like, what is he doing during Civil War? Like, he has to have heard like that something's going on between some Avengers. They gotta be he's gotta be like doing something. Maybe it's the whole everything that happens in Doctor Strange. Maybe it's the same time period. I don't honestly know. But then um but then you sit there and once Thor reveals that Loki is really pretending to be Odin, then their epic quest of finding Odin begins, and that lasts all of like 5 minutes. I did not like that. That like it took only like 5 minutes for them to find Odin, really, because and that Doctor Strange like knew where he was the whole time. That was just bizarre, and that. But I did like the humor that they had in that part was Loki goes missing for like a few minutes, and then like you don't see where he is, and then that's when Doctor Strange is having a conversation with Thor, and then actually at that point he actually knocks over a bunch of books, and somebody that I actually was going to see the movie with, she was just sitting there cringing because she loves books, and so she was just cringing because he just kept stepping on books and not even caring that he was stepping on books, really. And that was actually a funny part, was just him just not even really caring that he was stepping on books. But so then they sit there and they have like Doctor Strange and him have a conversation of like, oh, why are you here? Oh, I'm looking for my father. And then he's like, oh, if I help you find your father, will Loki leave? Because Loki is, I'm pretty sure he is declared a, just like, he's not allowed back on the planet, basically. He's like never to return back to Earth because he's just done so many things that he just like destroyed Earth and tried to destroy Earth. And then but then I hated though where they end up finding Odin, that he's like, I think in like Scotland or something like that. I don't even know. You don't really know where he is. I'm pretty sure with the views, it's either Scotland, Iceland, or somewhere's around that like around that general location, because it just was a lot of just like big green field, with just a giant cliff that Odin just sitting there looking out or at the ocean. That was bizarre. I was like, what the heck? Why is Odin just sitting here? Like, and why? Where has he been living for the past like month or two, or however many months it's been since he's gone missing? And how did he get there? In all honesty, like, like they don't ever explain that like what actually happened in Dark World. All we know is um that Loki sat there and pretended to be um pretended to be Odin for a while and started taking over and doing whatever he felt like he wanted to do. And you also see before this, before they go to Earth, that Amdal is actually now a criminal of war. They never actually touch upon like why. I think you can kind of figure out though why is because Loki didn't really like him because he could see he had the eyes of that he could see like oh this isn't right or oh this person is pretending to be this person so he could have called out Loki and that's probably why Loki probably was like oh nope he's a war criminal now for whatever reason he felt necessary and so that was just so bizarre and then he becomes somewhat of a big character but not that big of a character and then and so then back to when they were on Earth, they're sitting there, and then like Odin dies. I'm sorry to break all your hearts. He does die. And so like now, Thor is parentless. that is he's like Bruce Wayne now, but except he didn't. Well, I lied. He did watch both of his parents die. So, but except he wasn't young and he didn't become a superhero from it. But so, yeah. Then so now then just randomly out of nowhere they find out he finds out that he has a sister just randomly and I was like what the heck what why does he have a sister now like just randomly hold on it's all right yeah just randomly he has a sister now what how has he not found this out before? Like, I feel like that should be like something like brought up. Like, how do you keep that secret for like so long? Why, Odin? Why? And then that like I feel like Odin was like her like reason why. Well, we already know that Odin was the reason why she was like in prison, but like I feel like there was like more to it of like because he dies and then like 5 seconds after he dies she's sitting there breaking out and coming to Earth and sitting there uh and is like oh like things are just gonna be destroyed and stuff like that and then ends up destroying Thor's magic hammer which that was kind of devastating but also, we already knew it from the trailers that was happening. A lot of people thought, because I was watching before this whole movie came out, I went into like total geek mode, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta." What did other people like pick out from the trailer? What did they see that I didn't see? I do this with almost every single any trailer that comes out. I'm like, "Ooh, let me see what someone else saw." And is like picking out really quick and is like oh yeah that and that I didn't catch and a lot of people were saying that they thought that since I think it's Mjolnir or something like that I can't pronounce it to save my life Thor's magic hammer since it was destroyed that because in the comics his hammer does get destroyed and they end up he goes through different things of like he uses like this bigger hammer and so a lot of people thought that that's what was going to happen was that he was going to get that hammer and that he was always going to have a hammer or something to put all the energy and the power that he flows through him into it and have it direct into one thing that he can use but he ends up not ever getting any other weapon and finds out in the movie that he himself is a weapon and is the weapon of lightning, which was pretty awesome. I love that. That's what he finds out. Awesome, love it. So then she destroys it. Then Loki, the genius that he is, opens the Bifrost. They teleport and they start like teleporting towards whatchamacallit there, Asgard, and then she sits there and like somehow Loki like falls out. I think Thor thinks he's dead. Then Thor gets pushed out, and then so it all the only person left in the that's teleporting to Asgard is the one person they don't want to be teleporting to Asgard, which is his sister Helena or something like that. I think it's Helena. Um, if not, I'll put it in the comments section down below and say what it actually really was. But I'm fairly certain that it's Helena or something close to that. Something with an H. But so I know, so much for a geek. I know. But so then she gets there, and then they go off on. I hated that, but you also kind of sense that it was coming. That she kills all of his friends. That all of Thor's friends are dead now. Lady Sith and the Warriors 3, they are all dead. At the hand of his sister now, that he just found out that he has, but that she's the one, the reason why they are all dead now. But that was kind of sad. But you also kind of could sense that like, she's going to Asgard. Who's gonna be the first people who are like, okay, you know what, you're not supposed to be here. You know what, leave. And I was like, it's that once she started getting to Asgard and she got to Asgard, I was like, Sith and the Warriors 3, they're dead. They're goners because she's the goddess of death. She's going to kill them, and if not, she's going to give them a run for their money to die, and somehow they are going to die. And so I already knew most likely that they were not making it. And so then you sit there, and then you go to Thor, getting trapped on a random planet, that that just that apparently people it's like I feel like it's basically like the landfill. I think it is the landfill of like black holes or whatever, that just because there was like a bunch of just like holes in the sky just dumping random junk out, and Thor ended up being one of the those things that just fell out of the sky and went into a pile, and that like and then apparently like everyone either they eat what they find or they will sell it to the High Master or the whatever he's called. I think it's the High Master. That they will sell them to that they will sell the person, the thing, or whatever the heck it is, to him, so he can sit there and just sit back and watch them fight. That was pretty interesting. But and very interesting that he that's what he does with his spare time. So then that's what ends up happening to Thor is that he is found by this woman that used to be an Asgardian, and then now she's like, no, I'm not an Asgardian, because I think I can't remember what the exact group was called that she was part of, and they actually were the ones who fought his sister Helena for the first time, and that and he was like, oh, I thought you all were dead, and she's like, oh, we all are dead, because she doesn't want to be associated with them anymore, because she knew that the risks of that, of if because I'm pretty sure the planet like hates Asgardians. I don't know why. Loki just BS's his way through it and pretends that he's not an Asgardian, which he technically he really isn't. But you know what? Yeah, I still count him as an Asgardian. He's lived there for like 20 plus years probably, up until Avengers. Well, up until the end of Thor, he lived there. So I count him as an Asgardian. I don't care what anyone says that he's a frost giant. He's an Asgardian too. But it, um, and then Thor, Caesarean has to. That's how you get to the battle scene of what everyone was really, really excited about in this movie was Thor. Was of course you were excited about Thor. Was Hulk. The people were really excited about. You finally see what happened to Hulk. That because Hulk has been missing for for who knows how long since the end of Avengers, Age of Ultron. He's been missing, and but I found it very interesting that that's how where he ends up. So and that they sit there and when they are at the end of not Civil War of Avengers, Age of Ultron, that they sit there and they track the Quinjet that he's in, and that I think it's like the Bermuda Triangle or something like that. So that just further fuels the conspiracy theories of the Bermuda Triangle is just a creepy place. That but like that he went there and that's where the Quinjet was, and nope, he's really on an alien planet. And I lied. You actually do know how long it's been since Avengers, um, Age of Ultron. You find out that it's been 2 years, and that in those 2 years, Bruce Banner has not made an appearance to anyone. No one knows that Bruce Banner is a person. All they associate him with is the Hulk, the thing that he hates to be associated with, and that he fears being associated with is the Hulk. And yet, that's what he's associated most with, is because but I did like it out that they actually took that kind of out of Planet Hulk, because Planet Hulk, I'm pretty sure it is that he goes to an alien planet and he to survive he puts himself into just Hulk mode. Is that Bruce Banner allows himself to become Hulk because he knows how he needs that he needs to survive, and that's how he's going to be surviving. Is that the only way to survive is to be Hulk the whole time, or he's not going to live to see another day because then he would be human. Um, so